What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mike and Dave Hit the Stage. I'm Mike.
I'm Dave, and with us
is yet another Mike.
Mike the Angry... I almost called him the Angry Dwarf. Mike the Angry Wizard is with us again.
He's taller than both of us.
I know.
Sorry, John.
I think it's Hank the Angry Dwarf is what I was thinking of from Howard Stern.
Yes, that's what you were thinking of. That is all you were thinking of. Stop.
But anyhow, today's topic is love and hate because we're coming up on Valentine's Day.
And I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, my initial idea was shot down.
Go ahead. Tell them what your initial idea was.
My initial title for this episode was going to be Songs to Bump It To. But when I brought the topic up, Mike just stared at me and goes, I don't listen to music when I have sex. So it was going to be me just talking about how I fuck with the music in the background and him just staring at me confused.
Anyway. So, I guess we'll get this one started here. The first song is, I think it's yours, Dave.
Yes.
It's Always by Kill Switch Engage.
Which I know you don't have a huge, love with.
Nah.
Same.
I have a I was not a huge fan in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I heard about how the band was as a group and how they worked together. And I fell in love. I fell in love with the writing style. I fell in love, especially with this singer. This is Jesse Leach.
Yeah.
Their first and third singer. You know, he's got an amazing voice. This is before he had surgery for polyps on his throat.
Okay.
He had the chance where he knew going into songs like this that he was damaging his voice and he was going to need surgery.
Yeah.
So he was worried that he'd never be able to sing again. So he gave it a little extra. He put his soul into it.
Okay.
And after going through surgery and correcting everything, he's now able to sing and everything's better. But this song to me is, it's amazing. It has this longing in it.
I never had a problem with Kill Switch Engage. Why is it so hard for me to say?
I don't know.
It's like Seamus Sanchez.
Yeah.
But I find that completely easy to say. I know we didn't talk about this.
We talked about it last time.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah, just the last episode.
I don't know what we talk about on the podcast.
I was here for this. We didn't even talk about
You
it.
talking my dad in the Puerto Rican Street Gang wanted to name me Cuchillo.
Right.
My mom wanted to name me Seamus because my parents don't understand names.
Yeah. All right, so Seamus Sanchez, I can say. Kill Switch Engage, I can't. Wow, I almost screwed it up again.
Yeah, I know. Are you okay?
I don't know.
Yeah, so these guys, I mean, they're one of those bands that they don't like getting rid of members. They don't fight publicly.
Yeah.
Their initial singer, Jesse Leach, left before their first album really hit big, just so he could deal with his mental health. He was having complete breakdowns, anxiety. So he left, and they got Howard Jones.
Yeah. And then didn't you say that they invited him back? Is this the...
Howard wanted to branch out and do his own thing, and the band's like, okay.
Yeah.
And then when they didn't announce it to the public, but when they talked to their friends, one of the people they talked to was Jesse, and he said, I think I'm ready to come back.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, come back.
Yeah.
And he came back. He did 2 albums, this album and Incarnate. And then when Howard's band Light the Torch was up and running, they were planning on doing a tour together. And since they were going to tour together, he's like, why don't we do a song together? And they did a song together.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
They're all friends. They've toured together. They hang together. They've guested on each other's stuff.
Yeah.
My favorite Kill Switch Engage fact is that their guitarist Adam was on The Price is Right and won the car, and then couldn't afford for the taxes.
Before the band or after
Nope.
the band? Why couldn't he afford the taxes?
He's a working man.
Oh.
He just couldn't afford the taxes, so he ended up not getting the car.
Yeah. All right.
It's interesting. And this song for me is my friend Samantha and her husband. They use this as their wedding song. This is their big song.
Really?
They they're huge Jesse Leach fans. They're friends with him. They loved it. The two of them, Samantha and Will, are huge into Killswitch. They were huge into this song, and this and the acoustic version of "Dig Up Her Bones" by Michael Graves. The Misfits never did it acoustic.
Yeah.
So this song always stuck with me as being super emotional. It's the idea of being left behind. As someone who's dealt with a lot of sadness, and that feeling is always there. Like, what do you leave behind? Who do you leave behind longing for you? Mm-hmm. And just that feeling was always there. And it made me, like, this song always strikes that with me.
What does that mean? Like, you're afraid that no one's going to remember you?
No. I want people to know that even though I may be gone, I remember them. Because I remember every face I've ever seen.
Right.
Which has come up recently in very funny ways.
Okay.
People walk up to me like, "Oh, I don't think you remember me," and then I call them out by name and talk about what they like.
Well, you also said one guy, the ambulance guy, said that he knew you, and then you showed me the picture of a wrestler, and I was like, "Holy shit!" What's his name?
He finally noticed that I look like Kevin Owens.
Oh God.
An ambulance driver said to me the other day, "You look like somebody famous." I went, "Is it Kevin Owens?"
Well, every time we watch the pay-per-views on Discord together, you're never on when Kevin Owens is on screen.
Oh shit!
I'm busy.
And then you just happen to come
I'm
back.
also a foot shorter and like 50 pounds heavier. Do you think if I was in that kind of shape, I'd be here hanging out eating empanadas?
Yes.
Yeah, probably I still would. But yeah, the song just touches my heart in a weird
I don't want to
place.
know what it touches.
No, that's a different list. Things that touch me places. I'm telling you, that list would have been hilarious. Because the initial idea was just going to be Cotton Eye Joe over and over again.
Oh, gross.
Just under different names. It's just going to be Cotton Eye Joe, Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, jeez.
That and Dio Lock Up the Wolves. Back in the Saddle by Aerosmith. Yeah, none of that's on this list. Don't worry.
Okay.
So, yeah, my first... I can tell you guys aren't digging the Killswitch.
No, I don't not like them. I just don't listen to them.
Yeah. It's
Like this song. Go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead.
This song didn't bother me.
Okay.
It was a song.
It's a song. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah. It was on there.
It's
I
like a
didn't-
kid doing a book
I
report.
didn't
on a book they
dislike
didn't
it.
read.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it.
It had words.
It's just Killswitch.
Right. The thing is, like, for me personally, like when Killswitch came out, I was already kind of moved on from listening to a lot of heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So it turned into like everybody, like I'm sure you guys do it too. Like you have the stuff, the heavier stuff you used to listen to back in the day. You move on from the genre, or you move on to other stuff, but you'll still go back and listen to the old stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like I'm not saying it was I'm not saying it was a bad song. There's anything wrong with it, but it just didn't.
It doesn't sit
It
that
didn't
way
grab
with you.
me.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I don't expect anyone to feel the same way about what I listen to. But I always think, like, when you listen to this words, and yeah, if you listen to the words,
I know.
it has a feeling of this bleak longing. Like I just want you to know that I will always think of you.
Okay. Thanks.
And I'll
Thanks,
be
Dave.
Yeah.
You're not seeing this, but there's flowers being handed over right now.
Yes, flowers and a little chocolate rose. It's not a rose, it's my butthole. I did castings when nobody was looking. So to move on, we actually come to the first actual like love-ish song. And by love-ish, I mean completely not a love song. This is the most painful song I think I've heard. It's Here Comes the by Butch Walker. This is the breakup song nobody wants to hear.
Mike has to explain. I didn't.
Oh my God.
This was mine. And I actually put this one on there for you.
Why?
Mike. It's freaking Pink doing the harmonies with him.
Oh, okay. I was like, why?
Well,
There goes Mike's attention span.
no, but once I saw the subject for the for the list, the first thing I thought of love hate. I was like, oh my God, I'm just gonna have to put freaking love hate songs on here.
Well, you don't have to. No.
No, I'm like Blackout in the Red Room. Why do you think they call it dope? And
Well, we do.
missed it.
I really would have hit him with a rolling pin if he had done that.
We do. Dave and I have spoken about this. It's the interpretation we have. Like, if you look at these songs, he has. Well, we'll get to what his songs are.
Yeah.
And my songs are completely the out. Like when we sent it to each other, he looked at it. And he went, "Oh, I went a completely different direction."
And I like that. I enjoy not only the songs but the interpretation that you take into the title.
Right, and with honestly, Butch Walker has 1,001 song I can't even call them ballads, but heartache, heartbreak songs, love songs, whatever. This one I put on because I know when you guys do the playlist on it, I think the freaking video is freaking hysterical for it. Because I don't know if you watch it or not, but the guy basically, his girl dumps him, and then he has a relationship with a mannequin.
Okay. I didn't watch the video.
I didn't watch the video either. Yeah. But this, because I'm very much, when it comes to the music, it's all about what I hear.
Right. But
and this got me.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you do this? Actually, almost every one of your songs, I'm like, why would you do this?
Yeah, you went very both of you kind of went.
We went in different directions.
I was like, Valentine's Day. Let's do some, Valentine's.
You probably have a very happy, healthy thought of Valentine's Day.
All right, I don't. I hate Valentine's Day.
I do too, and I hate it to the nth degree.
Okay.
My wife and I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. We get our son chocolate and whatever, but if you're not doing that year round, you're not doing it.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't get better on one day. So when I think of Valentine's Day, I think of all the bad shit that happens. Like, I've had some horrible Valentine's days. And that's all I think of.
Dude, I spent a Valentine's Day at a billiards hole with a good friend of mine because she didn't have a boyfriend, I didn't have a girlfriend, and we sat there by ourselves and ate sushi and watched and played pool. That was
my only point of contention with that is sushi, because I don't like sushi.
Yeah,
whatever.
But everything else, that sounds like fun.
Oh, it was fun, but it was both of us going.
It was your anti-Valentine's
What the
date.
fuck is wrong with us?
One of my favorite Valentine's days was actually 2013.
Uh-huh.
I was not with Jenny.
Right.
I was not dating anybody. I went with my friend Chris to go see Testament in the city. Mm-hmm. It was amazing.
It was the best day of my life.
It literally, I ran into a girl that I thought was dating somebody I hadn't been talking to in a while. And I'm like, oh, where's your little boyfriend? She goes, oh, you didn't know we broke up? I go, oh, then I don't have to talk to you anymore? And I walked away. I could not dislike a person as much as the second worst person I've ever met as far as friends, girlfriends, or spouses. She was so vapid. And she was like, oh, I'm here as a photographer. Cool. Walked away. Did not give a shit.
I'm here as a photographer? What does that mean?
She was a rock photographer.
Yeah.
So she was
like
working
at
the show
the...
as a photographer.
I gotcha.
And I could not give two shits about her.
Yeah.
Like, she was like all excited. And the second my friend Chris was with me. And as I walked away, he goes, that was fucked up. He goes, that is the second most fucked up thing I've seen you do. Except for the time because I pointed at his girlfriend at the time back then, almost touching her nose, go, she is a moron. You should not be dating her. Almost touching her face.
Yeah.
And I meant it. And thank God they didn't end up together, because that would have ruined his life. So yeah, Here Comes is so depressing.
Yeah.
Like, it's that...
But it's such a... Again, I always look at the entire song in general, the songwriting into it, the layering, the harmonies, everything on it.
Everything about it is
freaking beautiful.
It's beautiful. But when you listen to it, and it's the calm before the storm, because you know it's coming. And you know it's going to be that breakup. And it's the... Like, you keep... I don't know if you've ever ended a relationship like this, but you start running through your head how it's going to happen before it happens.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Oh, good for you.
Ran it the way it was, like how I was going to...
How you hope it's going to happen compared to where it might go, or how bad it can go.
Oh, okay.
Because I've had some go real fucking bad. We'll get to that story. We will get to that story. But yeah, this is the idea of knowing it's over.
Yeah.
And finally admitting to yourself it's over, and then having to tell a third party. Because between you and you've already decided it's done.
Right.
And now you have to have a conversation with another person about it.
Break it to them.
Yeah, you have to tell
By
them.
the way.
Oh, see, meanwhile, I looked at the song from the other side of it, that it just got dropped on you that it's over.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, well, now here it comes.
Ah, all right.
Yeah. Like, I think of it as someone who's...
It's like
quite neurotic.
It got dropped on you, and now you're like, okay, well, here comes the heartache. Here's my first time eating alone, the first time I'm doing this alone, and this, because your world just got changed.
And I took it the other way, is that the person who's doing this is now planning for the first time eating alone, the first time sleeping by themselves.
Yeah.
It's quite painful.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you start thinking, like, where does the brain go when it goes to a bad place? This is where it goes.
We're so far past that. My kids just went at midnight. This is the first time I'm peeing It's the first in 2023.
I was gonna say your kids have been holding it a long
Yeah.
time.
No. After the new year, they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go pee for the first time this year. I'm gonna go to have a drink for the first." And well,
They're just excited to be part of another year.
it was fun.
That's cool.
I wanted to bring that up because you guys are depressing me with this fucking song.
Don't worry, I said the same thing on New Year's.
I'm peeing for the first time.
It's 2023.
Oh, if I had $1 for every time I said did a first for the new year. Ugh. All right, so we're gonna have to go from one sad song to. I feel like this is another sad song.
Yes.
Here's to Us.
Yeah.
This would have been my wedding song if it was out during the thing.
Really?
This is yeah.
I
Why is this sad?
I'm gonna let the guest go first.
I took this as in this is like I took the song as here's a couple that's like, you know what? It's not working and
It's not working.
I don't know what, but like I didn't look up the lyrics or anything. I was just listening to it. I'm
Right.
like listening to it. The song almost had like it felt like it had a bit of a downer to it to me.
Really? All right.
And it was like, you're just like, okay, it's not going, so you guys are going to go your separate ways. But well, like here's to us. Here's our last hurrah.
Huh.
Like that one last drink.
I got the same thing for a minute. I actually wrote this down. It sounds like a hillbilly love song,
All right. It's mine. Yeah.
and somehow it reminded me of "It's Cheaper to Keep Her," which
No.
I don't know if you know the rest of that saying,
What's the rest of the saying?
but leave her before you beat her.
Okay, I didn't
It's
know the
terrible.
second part.
But the cheaper to keep her part stuck in my head. Like, yeah, it sucks, but we're together. It's going to be easier that
Really?
way.
Yeah.
It just that's the way it felt to me.
See, we take it as Mary Jane and I take it as right. As here's to us. This is everybody around us. Not everybody, but a lot of people around us. Like shit fell apart. I've been with my wife almost 20 years now.
I know.
Married 15 this year.
Congratulations.
Well, coming up 16 years. But it's what I feel is I think we both feel this is we've watched people at the bars leave and we go, we'll stay for one more.
okay.
And then we, it's a beautiful song to me. So much so that on man, I can't remember if it was Valentine's Day or a birthday. Well, last year we have this on a canvas.
Okay.
The lyrics of this song.
As long as it's not "Live, Laugh, Love."
No, my God. No, if you
I love that this can be taken more than one way.
right, it definitely can. That's
And
why
I-
it shocked me that you guys thought of it that way.
I don't see that as
I
shocking.
expect a fucking text from my wife when she gets to this episode.
Come at me. You're 3'2". Come at me.
But yeah, it was it's a like I told Dave on the way over here. Almost all of these songs are like a love letter to my wife. This thing. God, I sound like such a fucking sap, but it really is. I picked songs that it speaks to me and her relationship.
I do want to correct you on that.
What?
Her and I.
If you're not that sappy about the person you love, who are you going to be sappy for?
I know.
So why be shameful about it? Like,
Oh no,
yeah,
not
it's
shit.
sappy.
No. It's just funny that you guys sent your
Oh, it's
songs
sappy.
over, and I looked and I went, "Holy shit!"
Oh, it's sappy, all right. I'll tell you that. But no, it's not bad. I think like the interpretation that you take from it is beautiful.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel that. Like
Yeah, all
the
right.
same way you felt nothing for what I feel.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
Like Mike and I took the Butch Walker song almost in completely different opposite directions.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
we've done
guarantee-
that a few times on certain
Oh,
songs
absolutely.
too.
Where you take something, it sounds like I'm like, no, this is
This-
depressing
yeah.
as shit. Speaking of depressing as shit, my number 2, I Died for You by Iced Earth.
This was fucking depressing.
Yes.
Holy
rough.
shit!
So do you know where this comes from?
You think you told me, but I don't
This
remember.
entire album is called The Dark Saga.
Okay.
It is based off of the origin story of Spawn, the Todd McFarlane comic.
Ah, okay.
So this is the story of this main character, Al, dying, going to hell, and striking a deal with the devil to run his army.
Right.
In return, he gets to see his wife one more time.
Uh-huh.
And because all the deals with the devil are made with trickery,
That's fine.
when he returns 5 years later.
Yeah.
He is horribly disfigured.
Right.
He is burned with hellfire. So he's walking around a smelly homeless man, and he sees his wife with his best friend. They are married and have a child.
Right.
So everything in his life is now sideways, specifically meant to taint his soul.
Right.
He wants this character to be a willing servant of his army. Mm-hmm. So the idea of this being so depressing is intentional, and it's the way he sings it. That "Oh, how I loved you," the pain won't go away. It's sang with that. There's a timbre in his voice that is almost painful.
Yeah.
And this guy has a very big range and a very powerful voice, and I felt like it really came through.
Yeah, I definitely felt it.
Okay. Now, with what you're telling of the backstory of the song, when I was listening to it, again, not a band I can honestly say this is probably the first and only Iced Earth song I've ever heard in my life.
Okay.
I was like, wow, it sounds like they took my best friend's girl from the Cars and just retold the song. That was my initial thing.
Wow.
That was my initial thing. Because again, I don't got the lyrics in front of me, so I'm just picking up on it here and there.
What you can catch.
And then when you're saying about the guy's voice, you're gonna freaking want to stab me for this one.
Probably not.
But the way he's singing the verse on it,
Yeah.
it almost sounds like they took Paul Stanley's talking voice and pitch shifted it down a little bit.
He does have a deeper voice.
There's
There's
no,
no
but
problem
I
with
mean,
that.
like, and I'm just waiting for him to go, people, just to start belting those out.
Yeah. This is one of those bands, because of political reasons, which we don't talk about, I have very specific problems with. Mm-hmm. Their guitarist was involved with the January 6th insurrection.
Stupidity.
And ended up being an informant for the government. He ended up naming names in.
I'm sorry to laugh.
So we don't, like I said, we're not going to talk politics. So I'm going to ignore the politics of it. The guitarist in this band is a rat.
Yeah.
And there's only one thing worse than somebody who betrays a larger cause. It's a rat, and he's a rat. So this band is very problematic. It took me a lot to actually listen to this again. I haven't listened to this since I found that out. I haven't listened to any other Iced Earth. So listening to this brought me back to the first time I heard it off the Century Media ID3 as an ID3D CD. So this is one of the songs that was on that album.
Right.
So this is actually the first Iced Earth song I ever heard.
Did you know it was the story of Spawn or no? Because
I found out once I bought the album, because the album artwork is by Todd McFarlane and
okay.
it's on Spawn. They make no
mention of it.
No, they mention it. It's completely the entire album. There's one song called Violator.
Yeah.
Like it's based off of Spawn characters.
Yeah.
The album is fantastic. His voice goes completely full range, deep, whole nine. This is just like, when it comes to an emotional song, this one grabbed me. They have other stuff. I wouldn't say any of it's really emotional. They have on their album Horror Show, which does feature the best rhythm section in heavy metal, Richard Christie and Steve DiGiorgio. They got the best of the band Death.
Okay. I was about to say, didn't you say that Death was the best?
Yeah, and it's these guys.
Little crossover.
They got the best of
episode.
the best for that. Actually, I think that might have been Dave Lombardo on drums for that. No, Dave Lombardo doesn't matter. Anyway, they had, for the Horror Show, they had Steve DiGiorgio and I think that drummer. I think it was Richard Christie.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. But they did songs. Every song on Horror Show was based off of horror movies or something very specific. And they have a version of Dracula with full falsetto. Mm-hmm. And they have a version of the Phantom Opera Ghost, which is the story of the Phantom of the Opera.
Right.
And the singer just belts.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful. But this song always kind of grabs me in that way. The little twist of the knife in the gut. And it just made me feel so
this
crazy.
is a rough one to listen to, definitely.
Yeah.
The next one, though, this one, I felt really good listening to this. I love the Winery Dogs. You Saved Me by the Winery Dogs. It's classic rock.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I bitch about this all the time. Billy Sheehan he's one of the weirdest bassists. He's got the fastest right hand I think I've ever heard. And his playing is almost perverse in how fast it is.
Okay.
So all those little tapping notes that he's playing, it's like, ooh, that's dirty.
But that in this song, that's all on the left hand.
I know. It's so bad. It's almost distracting. It distracts me from Richie Kotzen's voice.
Is that only because that's what you're paying attention to?
I'm listening to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the when we talked about Remedy Lane, that weird note that starts off the song. And we talked about this a long time ago. But that note always drove me nuts. Yeah, it's this like plinking sound, and then all of a sudden it fades into the song. So by the time the riff is fully going, it disappears.
Yeah.
It doesn't disappear in my head.
Yeah.
And it drives me nuts. But I love the song, and this is a Mike choice. This is an Angry Wizard pick of the week. I want you to tell me what you thought.
Well, I know the story of the song. The drummer Portnoy wrote the song for his wife, because and I think it was like the first time he actually wrote lyrics for a song since he had left Dream Theater. And
Which was in 2010?
I think so.
Yeah, because it was just after Black Cloud Silver Lining.
Yeah. And so it was like the first time, and then it was just like kind of like his thank you to her for standing by him through everything.
Yeah.
And, just if you listen to the song, you listen to the lyrics, you see it's there. And it's just a three-piece power trio, but it's just three guys playing it. And if you see him live doing it, it sounds like the freaking album.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to see them live doing it soon.
It's not three guys playing a song. It's three of the best musicians.
Of what they are.
It's not like, Timmy, Mike, and John are picking up instruments. This is like three of the best of the best. Just random names.
Oh. Yeah,
Random,
Mike and John. I know those guys.
They're just guys. I'm sorry, you have one of the most common first names.
Yeah, obviously.
In the English-speaking world. Muhammad being the most common name. Sorry, nerding me. Had to say
I have a feeling Mike put this on here just so we listen to the Winery Dogs before we go see them.
Oh, they're part of my regular rotation.
That's part of it too, right? I know.
They're part of my regular rotation either way. I love the Winery Dogs. But this song also has that feeling like the You Save Me. It's like, I don't know about you, my wife in my worst moments has been there and taken care of me.
Oh, yeah.
That feeling of having somebody who has your back. Yeah. And no matter what happens, they're right there with you.
Right.
And that's a very comforting feeling.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's like, so crazy.
It's for me, it's the same thing. It's like no matter what stupidity I've done and everything else, she's always been there for me. So
yeah, I get that. I definitely, and that's when I try to listen from the viewpoint of the other person. Obviously, I'm not good at it because I don't get you, but I felt like I got this from you, and it felt really like it felt good right in the heart.
Oh, yeah.
The last one, not so much.
What last one?
Your last pick.
Oh.
Yeah, the Hailstorm. Here's to us.
Yeah.
I didn't feel it in here.
All right.
This one I felt, and now this one I do. The next one.
Okay.
True Love featuring Lily Allen by Pink.
Yes.
This I love. I did not love Pink when I first heard her. I love Pink now. You have officially found a convert.
Yeah.
I actually the biggest note of this, it sounds like Married Life.
It is.
That's what the song is.
Yes. Yes.
And I actually wrote, I'm pretty sure my wife has wanted to drown me in the toilet at least once.
Yes. That's why one of the things about Pink is that and I know she has co-writers and stuff like this, but she has an input on what it is. Dude, the album was it I'm Not Dead Yet? Was it the one? Dude, she broke up with her husband. And oh no, yeah, it was I'm Not Dead Yet, right? With Stupid Girl and all that.
Yeah, and well, I actually have on my notes for this song. It's like almost like it's the update of "Leave Me Alone, I'm Lonely."
Yeah,
off that album.
So at one point they were gonna get divorced, right? And she wrote an album where I think the first song on the album, she's like, I think I just lost my husband. I don't know where he went.
Yeah,
right. And she's just basically shitting on him.
Well, that's what the power of a musician,
right?
Is to write what they feel.
And then after that, I don't know how it came about, but they reconciled. And then she started writing stuff like this, where she realizes that shit's going to happen. And I see it with my relationship, and I see it with a lot of other people I know, where my mom always said when I was a teenager, when I dated a girl, once something happened that I didn't like, I was out.
Yep.
And I never sat there and tried to work it out, right? And then as I got older, and I've tried, and then with Mary Jane, we are able to tell each other, we get mad. We may walk into Dick's room. I may take a drive or whatever, but we always come back. Somebody always says they're sorry, right? Somebody always, we hear each other out. Maybe you misunderstood what I meant. like a song on this fucking list,
Yeah.
guys. And
With love.
but right, when she says, you know, I hate you, but I love you.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That's
Right?
That's the thing. Like, we have a rule in my house: nobody goes to bed mad.
oh no, we go to bed, man.
No. I mean, like, you don't go to bed. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, my wife and I we don't really fight.
Right.
Both of us have come a long way in our relationships and the way we deal with problems, where we can talk. And there was one night we had a disagreement. I wouldn't even say an argument. We just had strong words. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go over there. And I left the room. And then I realized she was on the couch trying to go to sleep on the couch. I said, no. I got up. I said, listen, I'm not letting you sleep on the couch. This is not that kind of relationship.
Right.
I'm like, we'll go to bed together. I don't care what we're fighting about. It is not nearly enough for me to be that way to you. Mm-hmm. I kissed her on the forehead. I said, I love you. And everything was not fine, but we figured it out for the moment.
Right.
And then we could talk about it later when we're both calm and cool. Mm-hmm. And that is a thing. Like, we do not argue in public. Like, if we disagree, it's in jest.
Yeah.
Anything else, like, we have a discussion later. If I'm wrong, she'll still back me
Yeah.
until we're in private. And she goes, listen, you made
You may
it.
have, yeah.
Yeah. Or vice versa. I'm like, listen, I didn't agree with that.
Right.
But we have that agreement.
But I feel like if you don't have this is
This is the mature love song.
right. But this is and it's also a photograph of Mary Jane and I. You know, it's and I see it with you and Jenny as well, where you joke around. You know,
We totally do. And
Right.
it's like, mush.
right. And this song just it makes me think of my marriage, the way we are, the way I want things to work. You know?
I get that. I definitely get that.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh because all the times, like, I have friends who are, I won't even say friends. I have people I know that are, like, literally nasty to each other in public.
Yeah.
And I'll pull them aside. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, yo, she's out of line. I'm like, and you
What is
think
this,
you're any less out of line?
1965?
I'm like, if I talk to my wife that way, one, she wouldn't say anything in public.
Right.
But the second we got home, she'd probably headbutt me in the face, Scottish style. Give me the old Glasgow kiss. And I would deserve it.
Right.
But we're not like that. We're not volatile. And we've gotten to the point where even in our most upset, we have the idea, this is our life. This is our family. This is the unit that we've created together. And
Right.
we're just gonna move through it.
Right.
And that's great. Like, it works for us. What?
I'm just thinking of the next song. Because we just talked about love.
Well, that's why the next one is really funny. Because this is how you implode a relationship.
Yeah.
This is Fuck You by Damage Plan. I thought about using the CeeLo Green Fuck You, but that has never been part of my life. This has been part of my life.
Okay.
This literal song is the soundtrack of being done. You hear that tone of voice?
I listened to this song and I was like, holy shit.
So, remember I said we were going to get into it one day?
Yeah.
We're getting into it.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Sit back, folks.
So in 2003, I was in a horrible relationship, toxic. Like, the person kept threatening to kill themselves if I left. They were mentally messing with me. They were messing with my friends, threatening my female friends. And finally, one day, I'm sitting in her car outside her house. She was yelling at me for something. I think because I didn't want to sleep over, because I didn't feel safe. I was sick as a dog. I was sick at the time. And I said, you know what? Fuck you, I'm done. And I got up. I got 8 feet, probably 8 to 10 steps. And I woke up 4 days later in the ICU.
What happened?
I was strangled.
With what? With
The necklace I was wearing at the time, she grabbed and pulled.
right.
It embedded in my neck. And then her hand caught my throat. And she crushed my my Adam's apple, basically.
Jesus Christ. This
So-
person's still on the streets?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I spent 29 days in the ICU.
Yeah.
26 of those days intubated to protect my airway. Machine breathing for me.
Jesus. This took a dark
The
turn.
first 4 days, I was a John Doe because I had no ID on me.
Oh my god.
So finally, I wake up in Staten Island University Hospital. I'm not anywhere near home.
Right.
John Doe. I can't talk. I'm signaling to write something. The nurse gives me paper. I give them my name,
Right.
my phone number to call, and my parents' name.
Right.
That's how my parents found out I was still alive.
Right.
They were looking for me for 3 days.
Really? Holy shit.
So, she, that night, was arrested
Uh-huh.
and brought to jail for attempted murder.
The night you woke
The
up.
night I went down. The neighbors called 911.
Okay.
I was down for 10 minutes.
yeah.
I suffered anoxia, thankfully not debilitating. Anoxia is a lack of blood oxygen to the brain.
Uh-huh.
I have a little memory problems with, my childhood's basically gone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this gets really dark. So finally I woke up. I had to give a written statement to the police. They charged her formally.
Yeah.
She ended up getting 7 years,
Okay.
which is the maximum for attempted murder.
And this was what, 2013, you said?
No, this was 2003.
Oh, so she's out there.
Well, no.
Oh, okay.
So, while in jail, she got involved in drugs and got an additional year for drugs in jail. Then she got an additional 2 for assaulting another inmate. She broke another inmate's orbit.
Oh God.
She was released in 2013, late 2013, went straight from jail to rehab,
Yeah.
walked out of rehab, OD'd and died.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my God.
So, when I say this is the ultimate way to end a relationship, now that was the most toxic thing I had ever been a part of.
Right.
The most painful thing I'd ever gone through, physically at the time.
Uh-huh.
The most painful mentally for years.
Right. Yeah, this fucked you up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have a rule in my job. Don't touch Dave.
Yeah.
Do not touch Dave. The people learn it as they go. Because
I was about to say, you never told me that. Thank God I never went like, well, give you a hug or something.
I can hug people.
Yeah.
But if I want to.
Yeah.
People like to try to hug you. I'm like, mm-mm.
Yeah.
People like to try to touch your back. No,
I
don't
don't want
touch
to touch your back, but I'm a hugger, dude. It's weird.
Yeah, we've hugged before.
Yeah,
but
we
the
have,
thing
I don't
is,
remember.
if it's agreed upon,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a normal thing.
Right.
People try to touch you all the time. Like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
At work, I have a rule. I don't hug people. I will hug some people twice a year. Your birthday and Christmas. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it. I literally mean that's it. I'm like, if you're crying, 50-50. Like, you're right.
I like it, maybe. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. So we all through this nightmare, I've been through tons of bad relationships. That is the worst. That's the first time out loud I ever said fuck you
Yeah.
to somebody in a relationship.
Hence
And-
the song.
And that is the reason I went through years. I never got, I used to shave my own head and cut my own hair.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let anybody touch me.
Right, right.
So going to therapy for PTSD, my therapist was like, you need to go to a barber and actually get your hair cut and shave. I used to rip the arms off the barber chair. I
Yeah.
spent like $4,000 in barber chairs at one point.
Jesus.
Because you break them, you got to fix them.
Yeah.
I feel bad. But yeah, I've spent a lot of money on this. But yeah, the violence
I don't mean to
of
laugh,
this
but I'm
song.
like, holy crap,
there's-
how do we get back to the song? How do we get
there's
back to
not
this
much
list?
there's not much you can say to this song other than how aggressive it is.
Yeah.
This is what was screaming in my head for a month.
Okay.
When I couldn't speak,
Uh-huh.
this didn't exist yet, but
Right,
this
but it was this-
attitude
Yeah.
was there. There was nothing good in my head. That whole time. I'm just sitting there stewing.
Yeah.
Nurses, are you okay? And I'm giving them the thumbs up, but I'm like,
Nah.
like my eyes are like this.
Yeah.
I was ready to go. And the second I got out, this is where I talk about what I became.
Uh-huh.
Because I could have easily just shut in and never done anything again. The day after I got home from the hospital, I put on dress clothes and I printed out resumes and I went pounding the pavement in the city looking for jobs.
Yeah.
And that's what led me to get into the sweater company and then eventually Roxy. And we were, all this happened around the same time. And that's when I started saving for x-ray school.
Aha.
And experience in the hospital is what led me there.
Uh-huh.
So this horrible moment changed my
your-
life.
yeah.
Not just a little bit. It was a 180. Because I was working at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing really anything
Right. You are. Yeah.
I was dead in the water.
Your life wasn't moving forward.
Right.
Because I was being pushed down. I wouldn't even say held down. I was being pushed down by somebody who wanted to control me.
Yeah.
And in this, the feeling of fuck you, I got out.
Yeah.
And I got I got a life. Like, I got the life. And I don't care what anyone says. My life is fucking awesome. Like, I got an awesome wife. I got an amazing kid. My family is fairly normal comparing to some of my friends.
Yeah.
I have great friends. I have a podcast. I don't know how that happened. Oh wait, I do.
I said it once.
I got Mike and Mike, and Mike and Mike and Mike. There's too many mics in this room.
You know what's funny about that? I'll tell you. Bringing up the podcast is I like the way it worked because I said at when we were hanging out that time, I said I want to start a podcast. You were like, I'll do it, and I was like, really? And you know how many people say, I'll do something with you? And then you're
it
like,
never
all right.
happens.
So then I pushed it. I don't know if you remember. I was like, I would like to get together. And you were like, all right, let's do it. And I was like, fuck.
See,
okay,
that's
this
the
is
thing.
really cool.
I'm going to bring it back to that horrible event.
Yeah.
We call it the event in my
Okay,
family.
yeah.
Once the event happened, my level of involvement in things jumped.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when I say,
Let's
I'm
do it.
interested,
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
am interested.
Yeah, yeah.
It's no more like, oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see means we'll see when we're available. And I'm in means you tell me when you're ready and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's been ever since.
Cool.
So we're going to move on to something slightly less depressing.
Yeah, a little bit.
When You Give Your Love to Me by Kevin Gilbert.
This is a Angry Wizard pick again.
Yes,
And
yes.
I really like this song.
I do like this song, but I know this is
Yes.
going to sound like sacrilege, but it sounds like he's starting a cult.
Well, yes, but the problem... Okay, the backstory for this, and, like, I know you guys have the fuck Mariah Carey and the fuck...
No, I don't say that anymore.
Oh, I do.
and the fuck Gwen Stefani.
Fuck Gwen Stefani. She thinks she's Japanese now.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to say that?
but this guy is my fuck Sheryl Crow.
Oh, absolutely.
You know the story behind
Yes,
it.
I do.
Do you know the story?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, so basically what happened was he was he had a bunch of bands in California.
All right.
He did a lot of work production wise. He produced and engineered for. He actually engineered. I can't remember if it was engineered or produced Black or White from Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Did stuff with Madonna. He'd won all these contests and all
Right.
this stuff. He played practically every instrument on the planet. He
Right.
knew how to play it. The guy was a musical genius, and so he was dating Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
He had brought her into his prior band as doing backup vocals and keyboard. So
Fucking
whatever,
Yoko.
yeah, exactly. Whatever label she was on for the first album, the album was like, "This is garbage.
Right.
You got to redo this." And I don't know if the label went to him or she came to him because he would work with a lot of other producers and session guys. They would have that Tuesday night jam group,
Yeah.
which is what the album ended up being called, whatever it was. And they rewrote the album for her.
Okay.
Re-recorded the album. They were all gonna go on tour together, and then she turned around and said, "Nah."
Just me.
Shit canned everybody,
Yeah.
and even took all the credit for it on
Okay.
top of that.
Yeah.
So once that happened, this like pretty much the album that it's off of, the album's called Thud.
Right.
As soon as that finished, he jumped into this album, and this is like the first song on it is
Yeah.
like when everything was going well between the two of them,
Uh-huh.
and then it just goes to shit after that.
Yeah. I didn't know
Yeah.
that
I'm going
part.
to ask this question, and it's not to be funny. Did he ended up dying?
Yes, he died. This is actually going to come up in a different episode also because I've used one of his songs somewhere else.
Yes.
He was found dead of autoerotic asphyxiation
Oh.
by
That's
his
what I thought.
manager
Okay.
because they were trying to get in touch with him because he was going to get the call to sing for Genesis.
Get the fuck out of here.
And
Yup.
this is
And
what I
that's
thought
how
I
they
read.
found him.
And I felt so bad because
Yeah.
his voice is amazing.
His voice
Yeah.
is amazing. His lyrics are out of this world. And the thing is, he'll like if you listen to the other stuff that he writes,
Yeah.
he'll have like a tongue-in-cheek.
I was about to
laugh
say,
with it.
but this is what I was about to say. This one, I found it not funny,
But it's amusing
but
the
like
way
when
he'll
I was
do
listening,
it.
yeah, I was like, huh, that's like cleverly, not funny, but not amusing.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing
And
that
he
I
pokes
noticed.
fun of himself with it.
Right.
Like he'll have these ridiculous phrases in it, and then he ends it with "I'm sick of imperfect rhymes," because,
Right.
because he's throwing all these words into it.
and that's one of the things I brought up. It sounds like he's starting a cult.
Yeah.
It's all those charismatic lies that somebody tells.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like everything's gonna be great when you give your love to me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta give
that's
your love
exactly-
to me.
yeah.
You gotta give all of it over. And
Uh-huh.
now I know the history of Kevin Gilbert from you, and I was like, this guy is not. That's not his style.
Yeah.
He was a great writer.
Yeah.
He's a great performer. Did he play with the? He didn't play with the Zappa guys.
No.
No. That's Kennelly.
That's Mike Keneally. Yeah.
But this guy, he's that good at what he does.
Yeah.
Where you don't know where he's been.
Right.
And knowing that he's part of Sheryl Crow's makes me hate Sheryl Crow more.
Yeah.
And she can go on the list with Gwen Stefani. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and then like the album
Hope her fucking knees fall off.
the album he had that came out after this was actually done posthumously because he died in the middle of recording it.
God.
And they got Nick DiVirgilio
From Spock's beard.
from Spock's Beard, and I forget who else to come into the studio and actually, because DiVirgilio used to play in a band with him, and piece everything together, and it's a concept album about how fucked up the music business is.
Yeah.
And again,
nailed it.
his life story all over again.
And I just want to say for the record, ladies and gentlemen, please don't chokester bait. It never ends well. Think David Carradine, Kevin Gilbert,
In excess
In
guy.
excess, thank you.
I forgot
Michael
his name.
Hutchins.
Michael Hutchins.
yeah.
Just don't choke yourself while masturbating. Get somebody you like and have them do it. I don't know.
That way they can call 911 if you go down.
Or you push blow blow, little CPR. Just something.
There's no blow anymore.
Yeah, there's always a little blow blow.
Then there's CPR.
Happy Valentine's Day. There's always a little blow. I just want to state for the record, if you care about life, don't
Right.
cut off your air supply.
Speaking of air supply, how come nobody picked that first?
Because air supply
Sucks.
fucking sucks. But yeah, if there's anything you can take away from Kevin Gilbert's music is fuck Sheryl Crow. He was a phenomenal writer, and don't choke yourself while jerking off. You either lose your footing when you come, or you end up not finishing because you died.
Yeah.
It never ends
And then
well.
you miss out on singing with Genesis.
You end up missing out singing. I could have been in Genesis. Who knew? See what you did, Mike? See what you did? You created this. Do you feel good about yourself?
No, not at all. But anyway, I believe he should have been on Calling All Stations. The one that I forget the guy that was singing for Genesis after Phil Collins left. It was supposed to be him, I believe.
Yeah.
Wasn't that their last? Or the second to last?
Last recorded was the guy after Phil Collins.
There was someone
Yes.
after Phil Collins?
Yes,
Yeah, that was just for like, was it
one
or
album.
two?
Yeah, it was Calling All Stations. That was the album.
So it was one. He was the next person and the last person recorded
Yeah.
with Genesis.
All right.
So now that we've said that, and that's how is that somehow slightly more depressing than what I said?
At least we laughed about that. Jeez, yours
Yours-
I'm sorry. There's nothing funny about it.
yours like went, oh my God, we should have ended with this fucking
we
song.
shouldn't. No,
Holy shit.
No, because we have things to say.
Oh, okay.
The next one is "Tearing My Heart" by 21 Pilots.
Yes.
This is a noogie pick,
Yes.
and I hate this song and everyone involved.
Thank you.
Good for
I'm
you.
not alone.
Good for you.
No, actually, I don't hate it.
This is one of my
but
favorite bands.
I was indifferent.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
This
I'm not
band,
questioning it.
Let me explain to you something. You either get it or you don't.
I don't.
I don't
Okay.
either.
Is this the only thing you've heard from them?
I hope so.
Well, now it won't be.
Oh God. I just want to state for the record, I wish everyone that is part of this.
It's two guys.
Okay, that's two too many. Everyone who helped produce this, the A&R guy,
Now, why?
I hope they fall into a chasm.
Why?
Everything about this is whiny shit.
It's not whiny shit.
I have to drive the whole way.
Missing
She's
the
asleep.
potholes.
I'm missing the
It's
potholes
a
on purpose.
joke. Oh
I'm
my
mad
God.
at the government.
Oh my
I
God.
hate these guys.
Oh my God.
I
You don't
feel
realize
like they
that
don't
he's...
understand what love is.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Pink figured love out really well. These guys,
No.
I hope they're fucking each other literally in a broom closet somewhere
With a broom.
with a broom.
Okay. See,
Splintery.
here's the thing that
That I'm not getting. Please.
no, it's not that you're not getting. A lot of people don't get
Please
it.
show me. But I'm not even being sarcastic. I really mean this.
No, I understand.
No, I really hope they're fucking each other in a broom.
Oh my God.
No. I really want to understand what you see.
So there are bands, Pink, and a couple of these other bands, right? That, and I say this and people don't get it. They touch my soul. All right?
I can respect that.
When they say something, Frank Turner, I've
Yes.
told you that,
Yes.
These guys, this is just one song. You have to listen to, and you're going to think it's all whiny bullshit.
Probably.
But and I'm going to be this guy again. You got to listen to the words, man. This one,
This becomes important.
What?
Listening to the words is very important when it comes to music.
Right.
You've said it in the past where it's not just an instrument. There's meaning behind it.
Right.
There's phrasing and how and what you say. And I think how they say this
Come on.
makes me want to stab you in the chest with a
Wait.
carrot peeler.
You don't like when he says his choice of music is your face?
Not a wine opener?
No.
Okay.
No.
Come on. My choice of music
I want
is
to
your
circumcise
face.
you with a lemon zester. Fucking hate this song.
All right, we'll just let it pass then. Okay, so that's a good thing
I
because
wish one of those pilots was fucking Sully.
why he lived.
I know, but now he's nothing. Nobody. We only remember that he did the one thing, and he's gone.
Yeah, that's today. Yeah,
It was today.
Yeah.
We're recording this in January.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
15th anniversary of it? 14th?
14th,
2009.
14th,
yeah, so
yeah.
14. Just for the record, Sully Sullenberger, he's a guy. Tom Hanks portrayed him. How bad could he be? He wasn't a murderer. These guys murdered music.
All right,
I'm just glad I wasn't alone on that one.
listen. They
Everybody's gonna
can't
have
all
an
be
opinion.
home runs.
Oh, they can't, and this is not.
Yeah.
This is as close to the swing and a miss as I've ever heard. If you got on base with this, you hit by a pitch, and I hate baseball. So the next one
With a double, it's
A double Dave?
a double. No, a double me.
was this
This was you?
This was me.
was Typo was you?
Love you to death was me.
I would have thought that was Dave's.
No, I thought this was you.
No.
Oh wow, we all got this wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So this is "Love You to Death" by Typo Negative.
Okay.
Off the album October Rust.
Yes. Now I know Typo Negative is Brooklyn royalty
Right.
I mean,
I get it.
only because I have met Pete Steele
So
on
have I.
multiple
Hey,
occasions,
he's
Yeah.
a douche.
and
was
he's
a
the
douche.
king of the douchebags.
Yes.
yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't like the music.
I do. Not this. Well, this song is okay.
This song I just picked because
It's yeah.
you know.
To me, I always took this song as like more of like an obsession thing than a love
Yes.
song. Like the guy's
Right.
obsessed, like
Right, I love you to
in an
death. Right.
but in an unhealthy way.
Right.
As
Right.
in, hi, I like you. Can I make a
But
a
here's the
mascot
thing.
of you?
Here's why I picked it is because when I was growing up, Typo Negative songs were very sexy.
Okay.
That low, you know.
because of the deep singing,
Right, and the slow
girls
and the-
with the obvious corset cleavage.
All right, I'm not the videos.
I didn't
I'm
mean the
saying
videos. I meant the girls that like Typo Negative.
Oh, I didn't
I'm
go
not.
that far.
I don't give a fuck about videos.
But I'm saying the sound of the music and the you know the keyboards and the low tone. It was something we never heard before.
that is true.
Starting with the second album. The first album is not like that.
Oh well, I was gonna put
yeah,
I was gonna put another song on here, but
Unsuccessfully coping with the natural beauty of infidelity.
yes,
Okay.
I was gonna
It was
put that
difficult
on
to
here,
say.
but I thought
That's
not,
the next song.
as
Oh yeah.
So
I was I held back and I
Okay.
put this. By the way, I also saved you guys, unlike you guys who would put me a fucking 20-minute song. This song is actually like 11 minutes and 20 seconds long or something like that.
I know, I own the
and
album.
I picked
Yes.
the edited version.
I said they're meh. It doesn't mean I don't own the collection.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually
By the
remember-
way, "Everything Dies" is the best song they ever wrote.
Okay.
"Everything Dies" is I don't even remember the name of the album.
Was that the
that was later on.
It was the last album they put out, and it was just a great song. Is I my uncle, my mother, and but they died. It's like I love
and you,
that.
And you didn't like
I
the William Shatner song.
I fucking hate William. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it yet. I've already done fuck William Shatner in one episode. I'm gonna save it for the next time he comes around because I know he's coming around again, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it proud. I don't even remember who the other person on that list.
you haven't listened to all the
Well, he hasn't heard
that
it
one's
yet.
not that one's not out yet.
Oh,
No.
is it not out yet?
No,
All
it's-
right.
Is
Well,
it the song I'm thinking of?
Yeah. Well, he says everybody dies.
Okay.
What one do you think it is?
You're Gonna Die.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's a fucking amazing song.
Yeah, I bet it is.
You-
But it's Shatner,
well-
and he can go fuck himself.
You should have been at Roxy when I was blasting that. Dennis walks in, and he's just like, "What the hell are you listening to?"
Yeah, Dennis being the voice of reason is probably the scariest thing I've ever heard. And I miss Dennis. I love Dennis. But if he's being the one going, "What are you doing?" You've
he's
obviously
done
fucked
something
up.
wrong.
So one of the themes in this is he has a very dominant voice. He has
Yeah.
the dominant male voice. But he's saying very submissive things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That bothers me.
Why?
I don't know.
I guess no, I get it, but it's just I guess it's kind of like I don't want to say quote unquote tongue in cheek, but he's just flipping the switch from all his other songs.
Right.
Yeah, I guess so. This song just never really grabbed me.
I mean, like this album itself, I remember the day I bought it, the day it came out at the freaking Wiz on Main Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got it on fucking
Vinyl.
I was gonna say it was a Victrola.
No, it was on an 8-track.
You had to crank it. You had to crank it with a wheel. Hello, my baby.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my grand old.
Oh, we are douchebags.
And proud of it.
I just
But like you said, it's a good song,
yes,
but it's not one of their best.
It's
at
not.
least in my
I never
opinion.
said it was.
and for
Yeah, I know.
and for context, the reason the first album is not good is it's coming off the tails
Of Carnivore.
Carnivore. Yeah.
which is not good at all.
No, I saw Carnivore.
I saw
live
Carnivore
once.
too
Where?
in Staten Island when Sudden Fear opened for them.
Oh god, no, I saw them.
We
I
took
don't
a-
remember what year, but
We took a bus there. We all got the kids from Queens all jumped in a bus, and all the girls in the back were looking at the Pete Steele Playgirl.
You looking too, don't lie.
I was not looking.
Yeah,
No.
folding out that extra page.
Nope.
Don't lie.
That extra page.
So, I didn't see Carnivore. I saw Typo at L'Amour's more than once because I used to just walk in.
yeah.
The doorman at the time just used to let me in. He's like, "Hey, Dave," and just pull the thing and let me walk in.
Yeah.
So I got to see a lot of free shows there. Typo being one of I think I saw them 4 or 5 times, and they were packed.
Yeah.
And goth metal confuses me
Yeah.
because goth music is one thing, like what we
Metal
consider
is another,
goth and
right.
early emo, and then the metal part of it. These are the only guys who really mix
Mixed
it
it
well.
up well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it always it left this not discordant, but this odd feeling like, why are these the only guys who can do it right?
You felt sexy, Dave. You could say it.
Yeah, no, totally. But now here's the thing: after Pete Steele died, there were other bands that came from this.
Yeah.
A Pale Horse Named Death being one of them.
Okay.
And it's Johnny Kelly and the keyboardist and one other member, and it's really good music. It's missing Pete Steele's voice.
Yeah.
And I forget the name of the other iteration of it. Also, just missing Pete Steele. So it's really he was the factor in that band,
Well, I know the drummer now is actually playing for freaking Quiet Riot.
which is not a surprise. He's a really
Yeah.
good drummer. The whole band was fantastic. When I was in Shadow of Demise, we used to practice in this monthly rehearsal space in Rockaway.
Yeah.
We were on the first floor in the back. The second floor had the band that did all the recordings, this band Human Decline, cool dudes. And then next door was Typo. Like literally like the next door over.
Yeah.
And they had almost the entire floor to themselves.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so they got the bread for it.
Yeah, they had the bread for it. And the rooms
Bread?
upstairs.
What is this, 1975?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Hey, they got the cheddar.
they got the scratch.
Oh, God. We're so old. But yeah, they converted 2 practice rooms into a recording studio on one side, and then I think they took 3 or 4 to make Typo's space.
Yeah.
And when they left, they literally, it was 4 or 5 rooms when they were done. It was amazing. So we go to the next one, and this is my favorite. This is Meaningless by Pain of Salvation.
This was you or this was Mike?
This is me.
Okay.
And I felt really good about picking this song.
I enjoyed it.
because I love the song. I
Yeah.
absolutely love the song. But 90% of people, and you were there for this, people start hugging and kissing like this is a fucking romantic song.
What?
Uh-huh.
We were at a show together.
And you
Barry.
started hugging and kissing?
Yes.
Barry and I started hugging and kissing.
No, Barry's band was actually opening
Yes,
that night.
Eden's
that day.
song was
Eden's
the
song was
opening
the
band.
opening act.
They were phenomenal.
Yeah.
They were amazing. They come off stage. This Mike
Then
Portnoy's
his
son
son.
band, and
Next to none.
yeah,
I
I don't care what the name of the band was.
They
My
weren't that
wife
good.
described this band perfectly.
Next to garbage?
No, she said it sounds like somebody swinging a bag of cats overhead.
Yeah. No, I just went like, wow, they got this bill because the drummer's father is Mike Portnoy.
Yeah.
So these other bands finish, and these guys get on stage.
Yeah.
Phenomenal musicians.
Phenomenal. They're
Amazing,
amazing.
disgusting.
Now, this song starts, and the couple in front of my wife,
Uh-huh.
one turns to the other, and they start like slow dancing.
Right.
I'm like,
What the fuck is going on?
I just turn, I look at Jenny.
What's
Jenny looks at me.
happening?
She's like, "Are they fucking serious?
Yeah.
That loud?"
Yeah.
And he looks at me like, they were like hugging and kissing. The first words of this song is "I still smell of sweat." Still,
I still smell of sex.
Is the first one sex? The
Yeah.
second one is sweat. Still the scent of my giving in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a song about cheating.
Yeah.
It's not even like hinting at it.
It's blatant.
It's
Yeah.
blatant. There's actually a line in here where he says, I think it's, I need to feel something, and if that's guilt, that's fine.
Yeah.
And now, another story. I have more often than not been the good guy in my relationship.
Uh huh.
So there have been quite a few times where to feel something, I've done something stupid. This has happened many times.
Yeah.
So this hits me differently than a lot of people. Like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, that's fucked up. For me, I'm like, yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that you need to feel something, and it might as well be guilt because it's the easiest one.
Uh huh.
Because it's, you can get whatever you want wherever you want it if you know what you're doing. But reconciling a relationship is difficult. Sometimes this is the easy way out. And this is the song for the easy way out. And that's so crazy. Like,
That people take it as a love
oh,
song.
that they take it as a love song, and they're like hugging
But at
and
the
kissing.
same time, people take freaking every breath you take as a love
Yes.
song.
The
Yeah.
stalker song
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
century.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But now, little side note on this song. If you guys check it out and you like it,
Yeah.
look up the band by the name of Sign. And there's a song called Rockers Don't Bathe. It's a weird freaking song, but the guy's
Okay.
from Iceland, and English is probably his fifth language.
I'm sorry, do you mean Ragnar Zolberg?
Yes, Ragnar Zolberg.
Ragnar.
Okay, but when you listen to this song, that really high-pitched background
Yeah,
harmony,
the how-
that's him.
That's
The
Ragnar.
guy who sings,
Yes.
how the hell am I supposed to
Yeah.
keep myself when
Yeah.
you're so damn... It's
That's
his song.
It's his song. He did it with his old band,
Okay.
Sign.
All right.
And
And brought
then he brought it to Pain of Salvation, and they tweaked it a little bit.
Right.
His version is a lot rawer. Like, just presentation-wise, instrumentally, and the lyrics a little bit different, but his is also, like... I guess you've heard his version, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's I
You've
almost
played
want
it
to
for me.
I almost want to say it's sleazier.
It is sleazier.
Like
Yeah.
you
That
know
is
what
the
I mean?
perfect
Like if you
description.
get like one of those like old school LA strip hair metal bands that were
Right.
like you had like the cleaned up ones and the ones that are just sleazy.
Gross, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what the song is.
Yeah.
So
By the
if
way,
you-
fuck Poison.
Yeah. I was about
Got
to bring,
it out.
I was about to bring the Motley Crew too. The Motley
the Motley Crew.
Also, fuck Motley Crue.
Yeah.
But again, if you check it out on the playlist and you like it, check out the original. The guy had not only the guy from Pain of Salvation, but Ragnar's got an amazing voice.
Ragnar.
Yeah, I know. I feel whatever, but he's got an amazing voice and an amazing discography.
The first time I heard Pain of Salvation live, like in person, Ragnar, it was the first time seeing Ragnar in person.
Mm-hmm.
I was very confused because he has very feminine features.
yes,
He has the very dirty rock
Right.
look. So,
and he has hair like one of the Nelson twins, circa 1989.
yes. Here's the thing. Very handsome man.
Yeah.
Almost pretty.
You
So
liked him. You liked
I wasn't
him.
sure. I wasn't
Well,
sure.
the first time I saw him was actually in the video for this song,
And I hadn't seen the video.
and I was just like, and then I heard it, and I'm like, oh, they got to like.
And to me, he
I was like,
has a feminine voice.
Yes, he does. He does. Like when he was doing the harmonies with his solo stuff, it's not as feminine.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, cool. They got they got a chick playing guitar. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I can,
You tried to clean that up and
Yeah,
just
I know. I was just like, why am I even bothering?
By the
I was
way,
like, they got Nita Strauss on guitar.
chick playing guitar could be a whole episode. Because I have comments.
If you don't have Nita Strauss on this list, I'm disowning you.
Oh, Nita
we don't-
Strauss is
Okay.
at the top of that list.
All right.
And then it ends with Bonnie Raitt. It goes
Okay.
through the styles. Separate issue. But the first time I saw Ragnar, I was very confused because I'm like, is this a guy or a girl? And I went, does it matter?
No.
And then I went, hot either way.
He's a very
comfortable with
pretty
me.
man.
Very pretty. Also, a phenomenal singer.
Yes, and songwriter and guitarist.
The first time I heard Remedy Lane with him doing the secondary
bridge.
vocals in the bridge, I was blown away.
Yeah.
I can't listen to when you guys had covered this stuff with Beyond the Pale.
Yes.
I was going nuts trying to find the live version of it on YouTube to send over to you.
Relived.
Off the Relived album, because on that one, he's singing that middle part, and he brings so much more emotion and angst to it than Daniel Gildenlow ever could.
I did specifically not pick that because I wanted the recorded version.
Yeah, no, I get it, but
this song I've seen live, I've heard recorded. It's a knife in the heart.
Tweaks your nipples?
No, I didn't tweak. Trust me, when I tweak my nipples, you'll know.
because he'll be looking you in the eye when he does it.
And mouthing the words, "You're dead."
I thought you'd be saying "Hi, Poppy."
Yeah.
No.
Never mind.
But yeah, this song is just pure, like pure not listening.
I didn't know you guys were going to get that excited. I just sat here and watched. I don't know if you watched. I don't know if you were looking at me. I was just looking at both of you like, holy shit. These guys are into it.
This is a song I'm super into.
Talk about a handsome young man. And
he's a good-looking dude.
pretty young man. And you guys went nuts.
Google him.
I'm not going to Google it. Give it a goog.
Google it. Google it.
What's his name? Ragnar?
Ragnar Zollberg.
Ragnar.
B-E-R-G.
Ragnar.
Oh, this is going to take like a half hour.
I know.
Why?
Because I don't know the way you type, apparently.
No, Ragnar.
Zollberg. Zolberg.
Oh, there he is.
He's a handsome guy.
That is
I'm sorry, he's not.
that is not a good-looking man.
That is-
woman man.
I hate to tell you this. I guess it's in my style. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, he's not the daddy you looking for.
Oh my god.
Look at this one.
Yeah, I know what he looks like. I said what I said, and I'll
right.
have to die on that hill.
All right.
I've said this before. I can't.
You guys like handsome women. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna not tell my wife you said that for your own safety, because she's
mean-
part Puerto Rican and she will cut a bitch.
I don't mean her. I mean
I know.
in
Well,
fantasy or whatever.
barring my wife, I'm not talking about my wife here. But I may have dated somebody that somebody in this room referred to as Brian Dennehy.
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you. It was a different Mike. And I just want to say, officially, I think Brian Dennehy was a fantastic actor. And very handsome. That's the only defense I have.
Moving on.
Mike was laughing so hard no sound was coming out. I just want to make that on the record.
You guys broke me. I'm sorry.
This
Good.
list.
All right, next on the list.
Oh, all of a sudden, it's not so bad to pick all the songs Dave fucks to. By the way, this is one of those songs. Gotta go. The next
next one on
song
the
is
list?
Up, You Turn Me by Richie Kotzen. This is just another amazing example of Richie Kotzen's writing.
Yeah, and this is another guy that he can write a song that's going to rip your heart out, a song that's going to be like, you know, a good love song, or just a straight ahead whatever. And you know, this if you sit down, you listen to this song, it's basically a thank you to your partner in life that whatever's going on, they bring. It's kind of almost kind of like with the "You Saved Me," somebody, but not so much as in standing by you when things are bad, whatever. It's just like no matter what's going on, they'll bring you up again, no matter what. And on the musicianship side of things, he played everything on this song.
Did he really?
Richie Kotzen.
All
He
right.
played
Master of all.
everything, and his wife is doing the backup vocals.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I did want to bring up Richie Kotzen.
Fuck Poison.
Yeah, fuck Poison. I said fuck Poison. And this is why. I said fuck Poison, and he had mentioned, oh, Ricky Rocket's a great drummer. Yeah. Didn't his wife fuck somebody in the band on him?
Fiance.
Was this guy?
His fiance. Fuck somebody in the band, and it was Richie Kotzen. I'm not saying fuck Richie Kotzen because I like Richie Kotzen. I don't really give a shit about Ricky Rocket. I hate your name. Sorry. It's unfortunate that you exist. But I'm kind of glad that your wife fucking left you for Richie Kotzen. It's a good choice.
What, did she leave him for him or just...
Michael?
Well, apparently he got pulled into Poison, and that's where, and it, like I was telling, like I don't know if it was a direct message with Dave,
yeah.
or if you were involved, it was the group text on Discord. Basically, he had done 2 albums, Kotzen, and the label was trying to push him as a kind of like a shredder type.
Yeah.
You know, like want to be like the guy can shred.
Yeah.
But he's not.
And
a
but
shredder.
that wasn't his thing.
Yeah.
And his A&R guy was like, "Hey, look, Poison's looking for a guitar player," and he's like, "I don't want to go into that." He's like, "No, they want somebody that'll actually write and work with them." So he came in and he brought a couple of songs to them, like that songs that they came out with "Stand." That was like their changeover after the party stuff, where it was almost like gospel. Like,
Yeah.
he wrote the song.
Okay.
And he brought it to them, and they did some tweaks, and whatever happened, him and the drummer's fiance got caught, and they literally left him on the side of the road.
Left him, Rishi Kotze.
They put his stuff off the bus, and
You're out.
That was it. But from there, he was able to kind of reignite his career from it. That's what I was saying. If not for Poison,
Right.
he wouldn't be where he is. He's probably one of those guys that, like, you know, he's teaching at wherever and playing in the bar. It's like, you know, who knows?
With the way he plays, I honestly doubt he would have ever
Not
been left behind like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If you think about, forget, you know,
Yeah.
barring what happened with Poison, just his solo work and his work with the Winery Dogs.
And also Mr. Big.
And
before
Mr.
that.
Big. He also played with Mr. Big.
Did he really?
When
Yeah.
Paul Gilbert wasn't in the band.
Yeah.
By the way, it's hard to replace somebody like Paul Gilbert. He's so very specifically talented.
Yeah.
He was able to do it.
All right.
Little known fact, Richie Kotzen, when playing guitar, does not play with a pick. Plays with his fingers.
All the time?
All the time.
Oh,
No
all
pick,
right.
ever.
I think he uses a pick when he's playing acoustic.
Uh-huh.
You kind of have to.
Yeah.
Unless you're like chicken picking.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's amazing.
Chicken picking.
That is a style.
I believe
it's
it.
a country style.
It's just,
It's a weird name, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Richie Kotzen's amazing. This song is beautiful. It's hard. It's hard to critique songs that are so good
Right.
because there's very
It's
little
just-
to comment.
That's
about.
why. 'Cause that's why I'm not saying anything. Is because I have nothing.
You didn't hear it, did you?
No, I did. I'm
kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
Believe me, I listen to everything.
Yeah, and like I said, he has other songs that'll rip your freaking
But you know,
heart out.
but you know this, and this is not a dig at either of you. But sometimes you guys put songs on there. I'm like, that's a song.
I get that. No, I get
You know what I mean?
Because 21 Pilots like, oh, it's a song
yeah,
that
yeah.
has
That's
words
the
and
same
music,
thing.
Right.
And I hope all these guys
Not
die
that,
in a
not that
fire.
I didn't like it. It's just that it's not what I listen to.
I get
you know,
that.
it's a song. I can see why people like it, and not that I don't,
Yeah.
but
Meh. I get that. So we're gonna take a step towards the next one.
yeah.
Also, by the way, the keyboard, the piano solo
oh yeah,
is so it's so rare to hear piano solos in modern music.
Yeah.
Fender Rhodes.
It was and it is that sound. It is
Yeah.
the literal Fender Rhodes piano. That is the sound.
That is a total throwback sound. Like if you ever listen to the theme from Taxi.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
okay.
that's what it is.
All right.
that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that specific keyboard.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So now the next song is "Not Forever" by Tsunami Bomb.
All right. You said you wanted to bring some stuff up.
I
about
wanted to
this.
bring something very specifically up, and it's not what you think.
Okay.
It is not, because we had mentioned Gwen Stefani's need to be Japanese now.
Right.
I said, I know this is going to sound a little racist, but this singer sounds like her vocal pattern reminds me of anime. She has a very Asian style vocal pattern.
Really?
It is.
I wouldn't say that, but there was something very different with her vocal pattern that is almost counterintuitive.
It's
to me anyway.
It's
Counterintuitive
it's an
to what?
odd. It's there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
I'm
No, I don't
I
understand. what
should
you
have started with I love this.
Yeah.
But there's something about the way she sings. There's these kind of
Oh, okay.
undulating patterns
Yeah,
in her
yeah,
voice
yeah.
that are specifically hear them in Japanese female vocalists
Uh-huh.
and Japanese metal. And I know she's not.
No.
These guys are California.
She's from
bands.
California. Yeah, she's a California.
I had to look it up.
So, Tsunami Bomb, I found them. It's just another band that I found. I believe actually no, I think it was on one of those compilations. You know, those like I think they were on Kung Fu Records, and
Yes,
it was just
they were signed to Kung Fu.
it was just one of those ones where, like you said, that Century Media CD. This I was just going through, and this one caught me. And then that was the Napster and LimeWire and all that stuff time.
Oh, trading aids to
And-
your computer for good music?
I downloaded all their stuff.
Yeah.
They had it was demos, it was everything. And actually, I like the demo versions of some of these songs better,
Usually that's what happens.
right? So,
Before somebody gets their hands in it. And
so
changes
this band, you know, they put it together and they needed a singer. So I forget who it was. I think the drummer knew this girl. They gave her the name Agent M.
Yeah.
I know.
It
is what it is.
because I really like this.
It is what it is, right? But she didn't pick it. It wasn't what she went by. They just called her that to give it a little like a mystique.
I think her name was Amy.
No, Emily.
Emily.
I'm getting there. So, they get to, they do 1, 2.
Buckle my shoe.
Yeah,
Couldn't stop.
No. I think
Sorry.
they did 2 albums together.
Okay.
And then they broke up in 2005, I believe. They broke up.
Okay.
I started dating Mary Jane in 2003. We saw them at Warped Tour in 2004, I believe. Mary Jane fell in love with them. Loved Agent M, everything, the music, everything, right? So fast forward a few years later, she started her own band called Survival Guide, right? Her name's Emily Whitehurst.
Okay.
Okay, it's just her. Survival Guide is just her and a piano, and
Very Tori Amos.
she opened up for Social Distortion at Mulcahy's. We went. Mary Jane loves Emily, right? They finish. We go in the back, and she's there. And Mary Jane gets to talk to her. Oh, I'm sorry. We met her. She was signing stuff. We went and met her over there. And then we went out in the back, and she was out there. And Mary Jane talked to her for like an hour. Just pictures, this and that. They exchanged information.
That's exactly the hand signal for exchanged information.
Right.
That's when you talk about Ragnar. That's what I'm talking about.
Right?
And I broke Mike again. Yes.
So, they still keep in contact.
That's awesome.
Mary Jane and Emily Whitehurst, yeah.
This song is just phenomenally fun.
Yeah.
If you read the lyrics, it's got a great message.
Right. I went the opposite way with that. Yeah. The one line where she's like, count on nobody and no one could let you down.
Yep.
It's like a perfect line. It makes
It's one of those perfect lines in music.
Right. Right.
And everything about this just feels right.
But that's why I went this way, because it was love and hate, and I figured, oh shit, I didn't pick any hate ones. This is not a hate one.
I know.
This is just I could do without you.
So we have one more on the list.
If I may.
Yes.
Huh?
If you can listen to the next song on this list and not feel anything, you have no soul.
Yes. And this is why I actually
That's all I have to say.
I wanted to, before I brought it up, I wanted to say if it comes to this song and you're not emotional in some way, you're heartless.
Yeah.
I remember hearing this the first time when I was a kid.
You were a kid. Yeah, we were all
and
kids.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then as an adult listening to this, it's heartbreaking.
It is.
And also, I have to bring it up, the largest divorce settlement in UK history.
That's why he wrote the
Twice.
song. That's why he wrote the song.
That was the first one.
I know.
He then topped himself with the second.
All right. Tell them what it is.
This is Against All Odds by Phil Collins.
I was shocked when this was on the thing, and I loved it.
Okay,
Why
so this
shocked?
I didn't expect to see a Phil Collins song, and I was like,
God.
all right, so awesome.
I remember because this is from the movie Against All Odds.
Yeah.
Was it written for the movie? I
believe so.
Was it?
Yeah.
Fuck. But Phil Collins is a goddamn national treasure.
Yes.
International. I'm
International.
sorry, because he's not from here.
Yeah.
He's a treasure to all countries. He was the inspector in Hook. Every time I'm gonna bring up the little facts.
Why did you make a hook?
Because the Hook. I'm a dick. I don't know. Ragnar's hot. I don't know what to tell you.
What was that movie he did where, was it Bugsy?
Bugsy.
Okay.
Yeah. He was in Bugsy too. Where he was. I don't
It was like
remember who
a
he played,
a
but it was
train
about Bugsy
robbery.
Siegel.
It was like a train robbery or a bank robbery, something.
Bank
like?
robbery. Because
Okay.
Bugsy was a bank robber.
Okay.
So it was based on Bugsy Siegel's life. He was one of the characters in it. Phil Collins is a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
He's part of one of the greatest progressive groups of all time.
Yes.
Insane drummer.
Insane drummer. Insane
singer.
And writer.
And also, the other part of it is like...
Brother Bear soundtrack. Sorry.
Is when you look at him back in the 82, 83, the Susu Studio days, and You Can't Hurry Love and all that, you would never have somebody become popular today that looks like
Oh yeah,
that.
he's ugly.
But that was the
Not
beauty.
ugly. He's just normal looking.
He's
just average.
He's average looking and unconventionally attractive. He's like a poor 3, a rich 7.
Okay.
He's an Alabama 5.
He's an Alabama 5. But he has this writing style, and this is why he ends up with the largest divorce settlement in history. He is such an amazing writer.
Yeah.
That when you hear what he has to say, you fall in love a little. And then your heart breaks when you hear what he's saying about love.
Yeah.
I know why 2 women fell for this at least. And then whatever happened in their relationship. They came to their senses. He didn't demand a prenup, apparently, so they got a huge amount of his money. I don't know how to describe it better, but he's so good. This song is romantic and tragic at the same time.
Oh, yeah, it's what's funny is I haven't heard this song in a while, and I listened to it on my way home, and it was like I said, heartbreaking. It
hurts.
It was hard to listen to.
The song is a punch to the gut.
Yeah,
And I love that. I love that feeling like, ooh, God, why would you do this to me? And I actually had initially written, why did you do this to us, Mike?
why did you do this to us?
But I realized why, because this is such a perfect song.
Yeah.
Love and hate, this is the song. Take a look at me now, there's just an empty space.
Right,
Oh, my God. I love it. I love it so much.
right, and then there's the defeat of you coming back to me is against all odds.
But
It's
it's
not
a
going to
chance
happen.
I gotta
It's
take.
just fucking crazy.
He's so... If he could keep writing and just giving his music to somebody else or selling it to somebody else, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
If he ghost wrote for somebody else, gave a Bertie Taupin type of thing going on, we'd have music for the next 20 years. And I feel like no matter what, we're missing out on it because he's retiring.
And well, he's not well, right?
Well, he's not well, but he can still write.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be behind the drum kit.
He still has hands and a brain. You
Well,
fucking...
you don't even need that. Look at
What?
back to the Curtis Mayfield conversation.
Whoa.
Jason Becker.
Yeah, I was going to say Jason Becker
has
also.
been suffering from ALS for more than 25 years.
I want to say it was 92 that he had 92, 93 that he had to drop out of the David Lee Roth tour.
So that's like 30
and that's
years.
when it started. And
And-
he's still going.
Jason Becker now has no motor control from, I believe, the chin down.
Yeah,
He has motor neuron disease or ALS.
Yeah.
So he has limited motion.
But he's still writing?
He's still writing
with his eyes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was the
Holy
way you
shit.
looked. It was the way you looked at me when you said that because you opened your eyes really with his eyes.
So
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
seriously,
I didn't mean to laugh.
his family and
They
group of
designed a
scientists,
way of doing it.
they
Yeah.
designed a system where they can use a grid system
And he looks.
can look
okay, and it shows the letter or whatever.
and letters, and
And he'll spell out the words like that.
Yeah.
And then
it takes longer,
Right.
but he's developed to be able to do it very quickly.
But how come they couldn't give him the Stephen Hawking robot voice?
That requires the ability to use your larynx.
Oh, he could.
no, he's on a respirator.
He's on a respirator. Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking was able to do that?
Stephen
Yeah.
Hawking still had use of one hand.
Uh-huh.
That's how he was able to type.
Oh.
He has no hand movement.
Gotcha.
He has literally
Nothing.
from here down.
Nothing.
Is paralyzed.
That sucks.
And when you talk about a guitarist,
He was insane.
the first thing I had ever heard about him was
Cacophony?
it was Cacophony, and then Luigi. Luigi, we're going to talk about you towards the end. He brought up a video of Jason Becker playing "Far Beyond the Sun" by Yngwie Malmsteen. Better than Malmsteen at like some high school performance. He was honestly, Yngwie Malmsteen's one of the fastest guitarists out there. Jason Becker was better.
Cool.
Yeah.
And the only thing that stopped him was a debilitating genetic disease.
Yeah.
And they're still working on research for a cure for that. And hopefully one day they have it, because things like this prevent the
Right.
progress of great people.
Yeah.
I never saw it, but I know there's a documentary out
Yes.
about him. I believe it's called I'm Not Dead.
I'm Not Dead.
If you can find it, get your hands on it. It's like I said, I haven't seen it, but I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah. It's been a, like, seeing the things like when the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, they did that for him.
I did that.
Yeah.
Sucked.
Well, can you imagine Jason Becker doing it?
I don't know.
He can't be submerged in water.
Yeah.
The breathing tube. So what they did is, as a joke, his family put ice packs on him. And they donated money to the same research that we're all looking at.
Yeah.
That stuff is really cool. And I've known people who have suffered from ALS, and it is debilitating. And to see somebody suffer like that is so horrible. But for somebody to live like that, and he is almost locked in. If it wasn't for his eyes,
Right.
he would be completely
sucks.
unable.
Oh.
Yeah. he can still smile, but not being able to communicate other than using this very ingenious, complicated system. Thank everything they have it. Because otherwise, I think the last 3 of his albums were written using this.
And I think he had Steve Vai playing.
Yeah, Steve Vai.
So does he write the music too?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's a guitarist.
He's a guitarist, but the thing is...
No, but I mean, that's what he writes.
Like, he writes the
music.
sheet music,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
And he can do A, B, C, D, E, F, sharp, flat. It's
Right,
very easy.
right.
That's actually easier than words.
So he has the music in his head, and he can't fucking do anything about it.
He
That
can.
sucks.
He has been doing it.
Well, no, but I mean,
But he can't.
Yeah.
He can't actually actuate
But imagine
notes.
how hard that's got to be, being a musician and not being able to do it yourself.
But imagine when you say, I want to do it, and guys
somebody-
like Steve Vai go, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Not asking for money, just wanting to do it.
Yeah.
There's actually video floating around if you can find it on YouTube where because Kotzen was friends with him.
Yes.
That he went over and he's playing guitar for him on his birthday.
Yeah.
You know?
I've seen that too. So the reason I know about Jason Becker is because of Luigi. We've talked about Luigi, the awkward cassette tape handling. You've met Luigi.
Yeah.
So Luigi's a cool dude. And I wanted to give a moment to promo his band, the Ouija. I hate that I have to say it like that. They picked the name. He didn't pick the name. The other guys in the
So it's
band
not
are like,
named after him?
no, well, it is.
Oh.
But they're like, yeah, it's the Ouija. So Luigi's band, the Ouija, has an album out now. It's on Bandcamp. It's 5 songs, based on pop songs, hip hop songs, some metal stuff, some rock stuff, but jazz improvisational.
All right.
Very cool, very avant-garde, very, very wild. I highly suggest you search it out. You try it. If you don't like it, show it to somebody else. They might like it.
Cool.
I want him to be known for this because he is so good. And the band that he's with, it's a trio. They are so good.
Awesome.
And it was a live room recording. You know, it was that kind of energy. And it
Do
deserves to
you have
be...
any sirens in the back like we do?
Yes, probably not. No, they probably had a good isolation room with, decent acoustics. We're recording in what used to be the upstairs apartment of my parents' house because it's an extra empty room. Back to Phil Collins. Phil Collins is amazing, and I will sing his praises all day long. That is a hill I will die on for Phil Collins.
Oh, yeah, I love
because of the
anything
largest divorce settlement.
That's
in
the only
UK
reason?
history.
And also the greatest pop song ever written.
Oh, In the Air Tonight? Wait, pop song. Which one?
Easy Lover.
Oh, Easy Lover. That's right. Greatest pop song ever written. That is the hill he will
Meanwhile,
die on.
meanwhile, I'm staring daggers at you
Yeah,
with that.
stare at me all you want. The problem is Phil Collins has been responsible for some of the greatest songs in history.
True.
He has the deer falling through a jungle set. the best drum fill ever.
Oh, I watched that 40 times in a row on my fucking porch and laughed every time.
He is responsible for Genesis with Peter Gabriel. And when Peter Gabriel leaves a band, that should be the end of the band.
Yeah.
Because he's very out there and very avant-garde. Not the end. Not the end at all. He just moved on.
Yep.
And they let him up front, and he deserved to be up front. And maybe he can't dance, but fucking it's amazing. He also did the Brother Bear soundtrack. I don't know what to tell you. Fucking, he's a Disney guy. He's one of, like, Elton John did the Disney shit. Phil Collins did the Disney shit. Elton John did it better. I'm sorry. But Phil Collins is right there with him.
You know who never did Disney? Rangor, or whatever the fuck
Ragnar
his name
Zober. Too cute. Too cute for it. You notice there's a theme between Elton John and Phil Collins. Not the prettiest men in the world.
Pasty
Ragnar,
British
too
guys?
cute. Pasty British guys. I was going to make another joke, but it's not necessary.
On that note, I think we've said enough this week.
Or perhaps not enough.
No, enough.
No, it's been enough.
So, you've been listening to Mike and Dave Hit the Stage with our special guest, Mike the Angry Wizard.
We got to get you a new nickname. We're keeping it for these, but we got to find you a better nickname.
So, yet again, we have a website. It's hitthestagepodcast.com. You can find just about everything on there. You can find the episodes. You can write a review. You can look at our ugly mugs and read our stupid bios.
You can also submit questions via audio.
You can either write it or you can leave us a little message audibly. And, and we can answer it or, maybe one day we'll figure out all this stuff and we'll be able to play it. But you can also find us on Instagram. I'm Nugs29.
And I am Basher.exe.
And yet again, Mike does not have any social media.
You can find him on Tinder.
Yeah.
JDate.
Wrong one.
No, I'm being nice. Tinder, JDate, and farmersonly.com.
Oh my God.
He had a Christian mingle, but they said you can't use the name Come Get Some.
And on that note, see you later, people. Hail Halford.
We love you. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves.
Fuck Cheryl Crow.